the services on time.
Part of the reforms in the health sector, there's what is called a service level agreement, whereby those who are close to the CHAM facilities are supposed to access health services, and then the government is invoiced by CHAM and government pays. But at the moment, when you look at the service level agreements, just covering mainly maternal and child health issues. It's just a few where you can find that the services have been extended beyond that.
Chairperson for Health Committee of Parliament, Matthew Zungwale, said as lawmakers they will try to push for allocation of sufficient resources towards UHC.
The issue of universal health coverage has come from the West to us Africans. I remember I attended the UN General Assembly in 2019, and this is where this was introduced. But when you come to Malawi here, there isn't much happening. In our facilities, we do talk about it in workshops like this. But what we need to do is to see in Malawi, at some health facilities, the aspects of universal coverage happening. That's not quite the case. We have a long way to go.
Addressing members of the parliament on the issue, Ambassador of UHC, Maziko Matemba, said with the outbreak of COVID-19, the country is in a crisis that need more resources toward health sector.
Our member of parliament will be following with them what they're going to do to improve the status of our health system in Malawi by adapting and adopting the UHC, which is a global agenda but also a national agenda, because embedded in our strategic plan but also in our health policy.
Meanwhile, Christian Aid Malawi pledged more support towards the achievement of universal health coverage in the country.
The Ministry of Trade has announced that it has started issuing maize export licenses to allow the economy offload excess stocks of maize from last year's harvest for export. The ministry says this will also create storage room for this year's harvest. Matthews Kasanda has the details.
Secretary for Trade Christina Zakeyu says the licenses will only be issued to exporters with proof of verifiable maize stocks from the previous agriculture season, adding that the licenses will be valid for 3 months. She says every exporter will be required to undertake a commitment to inform the ministry about the export proceedings received after 180 days from the date of export. Zakeyo, however, has indicated that the exportation of the maize would not affect the country's food security due to the projected bumper maize harvest for the 2020-2021 farming season. Meanwhile, National Coordinator for the Civil Society Agriculture Network, CISANET, Pamela Gwale, says if managed and regulated properly, the opening of the market is a welcome policy decision that will help to increase access to markets for the maize value chain. She has, however, indicated that there are a number of issues to be considered, including that the strategic grain reserve must be well stocked to ensure that the nation is cushioned in the event of shortages, adding that farmers need to be protected from buyers who may offer them very low prices as they accumulate stocks for export.
State House has backed 120 million kwacha additional amount added to the state residences vote in the revised budget. State House Press Secretary Brian Banda said the additional money will be used for renovations, saying most of the state houses are in bad shape. He was speaking on Monday during the weekly State House briefings in Nilongwe.
There has been a significant reduction of funds that have been given to state residences this year. If you may look at the amount of money that has been given in the past to state residences, for example, the year before President Chakwera became president, state residences was given 15 billion kwacha. And this year, we are talking of 6.5 billion. These amounts are public records. You can check with the statement from Parliament. We have reduced funding to state residences by almost half. But you might also want to know that the increased amount that we are talking about is going towards renovations of state residences.
Former President Bakiri Muluzi says he has made an independent decision to take the COVID-19 vaccine at his BCA Hills residence. Former President Muluzi brushed aside suggestions that he may have been influenced by President Lazarus Chakwera, who visited him recently at his residence. While acknowledging the meeting with the incumbent president, Dr. Muluzi said their meeting was very private over a cup of tea. He has since called upon Malawians to follow his lead and take the vaccine, calling on them to disregard misconceptions surrounding the vaccine.
The president, as you know, went to see Professor Peter Mutharika some month ago. And he did call me to say that he just wanted to come and say hello, which I thought was a good thing. So the issue of him actually influencing me was not there. He just said, how are you? We had a chat, we had a cup of tea together. I think that's what it should happen in this country. As you know, Malawi is one. And I think there is this issue about unity. Now, the leadership at the top should be able to demonstrate that. I don't know whether, if I may remind you, that after the elections in 1994, I took the opportunity to go and visit the late Dr. Kamuzu Banda at Moody. Just to, show that we are one people. The fight against the multipartyism was not a personal thing. So, to answer your question, the president just kept.
Among media practitioners who also received the vaccine were editor-in-chief at Times Group, George Kasakura, and Alfred Mtonga, who is Deputy Chief Executive Officer for Nation Publications. Chief Resident Magistrate Patrick Chira has adjourned a case involving Stuart Kalungama, who is accused of defiling his 9-year-old stepdaughter. Presiding over the hearing, Chira said he had reached the decision after the defense told the court that the accused was not feeling well, hence he needed to seek medical attention. Wezi Kausi reports.
The defense has been given until close of business on Monday to give the medical result for the court to give a new date to continue with the case. Defense lawyer Edward Chagalamuka said he was happy that his client has been given permission to seek medical attention.
The mother was coming for commencement of trial. However, my client, the accused, is not enjoying the best health at the moment. So we requested that he should be taken to hospital, be examined, and then the medical officers should certify as to whether he's fit to continue with the trial or rather that he should be bed rest for trial. So we have adjourned until further notice. We'll be waiting for the report from the hospital.
State lawyer Eunice Ndingo said they are okay with the ruling as the examination will reveal whether the accused is really sick or not.
Basically, the state was ready to prosecute the accused person, but there was an application that was made by the defense counsel, that's Counsel Chagalamuka, who said that his client is not feeling well. He's having acute diarrhea. He's also having persistent headaches. As such, he's not fit to stand trial today. So when the magistrate compared the grounds that he read before the court was of the view that maybe the accused should be given the benefit of doubt. He should be sent to the hospital for him to go and get tested. And the results will have to be submitted today before the end of business, so that the court should communicate on the next date of hearing. That's all.
Kalungama is a businessman who stays in CCDC in Lilongwe, but hails from Chinamazo village in the area of traditional authority Chiseka, Lilongwe.
In another development, Chief Magistrate Patrick Chira has refused to recuse himself in a matter in which the state wants ACG leader Shepherd Bushiri and his wife Mary to be extradited to South Africa to answer charges of fraud and money laundering. Chira says the reasons given by the Bushiri lawyers for him to recuse himself could not hold as they failed to prove beyond reasonable doubt that the magistrate could be biased. Magistrate Chirwa says he acted within the law when he transferred the matter to himself when Magistrate Nyimba reported ill and would take a long time to recuperate. Meanwhile, Bushiri's lawyer Wapona Kita has filed another application for the court to determine as to whether it will be handling the extradition case as civil proceedings or criminal proceedings. Meanwhile, the case has since been adjourned to Monday, 22 March at 2 p.m.
Briefing reporters after Monday's court session in Lilongwe, Director of Public Prosecution Stephen Kayuni said he was happy that the law had prevailed in the matter. Kayuni said it was not necessary for Chief Resident Magistrate Patrick Chirwa to recuse himself in the matter as there was no proof of any suspicion of bias.
We are grateful that the decision has been made and that the matter proceeds, and the Honourable Court is ready to proceed with the hearing of the matter. There is a ruling that is coming on Monday 2 p.m. to that effect. However, our arguments are to the effect that it's a criminal matter, and they argue that it's a civil matter. But we believe that the way the extradition proceedings are premised, these ones stem on criminal proceedings and criminal indications, criminal tests, and or criminal undercurrent for fugitive offenders.
Lawyer for the Bushiris Wapona Kita said his clients will have to digest the outcome of the application. Chief Resident Magistrate Patrick Chirwa has since adjourned the case to March 22 when he will rule on whether the matter will be handled as a criminal or a civil matter.
Well, he said he will give us a copy of his ruling tomorrow. We'll study it. We don't want to be taken by emotions or something like that. But we'll sit down and look at it and make a decision on the way forward based on our reading of it. There were basically three other preliminary issues which we raised. One is that we wanted the full court record from South Africa to be furnished to us because we know there is information which we want to use which has been omitted from the extradition request. Then we also wanted the court to decide that the matter is proceeding as a civil matter, not a criminal matter, because they are not here to answer to any criminal offense. Then the third is we had asked the DPP to furnish us with the Zodiak protocol, a gazetted copy, because as far as we're concerned, yes, the agreement was signed, but it's not binding in Malawi. So those were the issues which we raised with the court. The state has responded. The court says it will give its directions next week on Monday.
The Bushiris fled from South Africa in November last year, where they were answering charges of fraud and money laundering. Speaking when he arrived in Malawi, Bushiri said he boarded from South Africa because he was afraid that he could not have a fair trial in the Rainbow Nation.
This is Times News, and we'll be back after this break.
To achieve great things in life, you must do little things every day, like the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate.
1, wake up. 2, brush up. 3, smile through your day with a fresh breath and strong tea. Smile through your day with a fresh breath and strong tea.
Do the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate and give yourself a future to smile about.
If there's one thing that all soaps do, it's wash. From buckets to basins, bathrooms to streams, and everything in between.
All soaps wash.
Yes, but Protex is different. Its reinvented formula with flaxseed oil boosts your skin's natural anti-germ defenses by 10 times more, protecting you against 99.9% of germs. So what keeps us healthy?
Protex!
Good health starts here.
Do your gums hurt?
Yeah.
Does your toothpaste contain sage, eucalyptus, myrrh, chamomile?
All that in one toothpaste?
Yes, try Colgate Herbal. Colgate Herbal contains nature's best herbs and Colgate's fluoride technology to give you strong teeth and healthy gums.
Ah, Colgate Herbal.
Let's go. Colgate Herbal for strong teeth and healthy gums naturally.
Welcome back. Minister of Gender Patricia Kariati has emphasized the need for the economic independence of women in ending gender-based violence. The emphasis was made in Mulanje when Eastern Produce Malawi made a 750,000 kwacha donation to 10 women groups. The donation is aimed at boosting their businesses in different sectors. More in this report by Justin Mkweu.
On 8 March every year, the world commemorates International Women's Day. As part of the commemorations, Eastern Produce Malawi made a donation as a top-up capital to businesses of women and men in 10 groups. Kariati said if a woman is economically empowered, gender-based violence can be reduced because poverty is one cause of gender-based violence.
It is important because women are going through a lot of challenges. We have GBVs taking place, they are being inserted, they are not even being supported in terms of even paying school fees of the children, even doing business themselves, and even topping up with their VCLOs. Some they're in the farming, they're planting bananas, and when they sell, they also uplift each other as challenges by sharing the shares which they get out of that. So this money is going to take them a long way, boosting their businesses.
Namlenga Irrigation Scheme Secretary Annie Kotokwa gave thanks to EPM for the donation, indicating that it will empower them and their families. The chairman of the scheme, Joseph Nakuya, said it is important for men and women to work together in empowering each other economically. EPM Public Relations Advisor from Wathog Inc., Dumisani Nguluwe, said the company believes in empowering women, hence the donation.
This is not a very strange phenomenon within Eastern Produce Malawi Limited. We strongly believe in empowering women. We strongly believe in protecting women. We strongly believe in ensuring that women take leadership roles in all our operations. And so today we decided that we were going to go outside our operating space, outside our estates, outside our factories, to go and reach women that are doing a fantastic job in empowering themselves, to go and help or assist groups that are already doing a good job. And so today we came here to support them with 750,000 Malawi kwacha, ideally to boost their current operations in an effort to make sure that they are empowered.
Eastern Produce Malawi is a tea, macadamia and forestry business that operates in Mulanje and Cholo.
United Civil Servants Savings and Credit Cooperative, SACCO, has given its members 400 million kwacha dividends after posting a surplus of 1 billion kwacha in 2020. At an annual general meeting in Zuzu on Saturday, United Civil Servants SACCO board chairperson Amon Zaliwa Moyo said they have around 35,494 members. Feston Malegezo has this report.
United Civil Servants SACCO membership has grown from 23,847, and Moyo projects the membership to grow up to 40,000 by the end of 2021.
Growing from strength to strength. In terms of performance, we are also doing well. I should be proud to say this time around that we have made history by being the first SACCO to post a profit of 1 billion, which is not easy.
The SACCO, whose most members are civil servants, said considering that the country has over 120,000 civil servants, the potential is still huge. In his remarks, Fumbani Nyangulu, Chief Executive Officer of Malawi Union for Savings and Cooperatives, MUSCO, said SACCOs need to be strategic amid COVID-19 pandemic.
The main advice that we continue giving to the SACCO as well as all other SACCOs in the country is to continue implementing risk management programs, especially this time that we're facing this pandemic. We want now to look at scenario planning and also look at what if this pandemic continues, shall we continue to report good performance as the way we're doing?
Apparently, Nyangulu said with the pandemic, withdrawal of membership and non-default rate has surged in most SACCOs in the country. However, Civil Servants SACCO, which is the biggest in both assets and membership in the country, said loan defaulters rate has reduced from 5% to 1% as of December 31, 2020. One of the delegates, Elizabeth Koini from Mangoji, hailed the SACCO for the increase in the dividends. United Civil Servants SACCO has an asset base of 6.1 billion kwacha from 4.1 billion kwacha in 2019.
Authorities at Zomba Central Hospital have expressed satisfaction with the support the facility has been receiving from well-wishers and other stakeholders in the fight against COVID-19. Zomba Central Hospital COVID-19 Task Force Chairperson Nkhani Masitala said the hospital has made 158 admissions during the second wave of the pandemic. He was speaking when a grouping of concerned citizens called Zomba COVID-19 Relief Fund made a donation of COVID-19 response materials worth 2.2 million kwacha. Masitala speaks with TSA Monjeza.
Oxygen, as you know, many of these patients they need oxygen, and we have to go to Blantyre to refill our cylinders, and one cylinder is very expensive. It's around 62,000, and one patient usually needs 3 cylinders in 24 hours. So it's very expensive to buy this, and also the cost of getting these cylinders from Blantyre. The other challenge is these cylinders, they need their pressure to be controlled with a device called a pressure regulator, and we have a few of these. The other challenges is the lack of the personal protective equipment, the PPE. These ones are also very expensive.
Zomba COVID-19 Relief Fund Chairperson Ishmael Jones Milazi said they made the donation through contributions made through a WhatsApp group after noting that Zomba Central Hospital was lacking some essential materials to ably contain the pandemic.
We saw that the healthcare workers who are working in these hospitals, they don't have the right equipment and facilities to help them in fighting this disease. So we thought, why can't we do something to make sure that our healthcare workers are receiving the right support and also the right resources to fight the pandemic. At the same time, the hospital itself is lacking resources in taking care of the patients. So we said, no, let's try to do something and mobilize resources to make sure that the hospital and its people are doing their work efficiently.
And that's the news for now, but before we go, the headlines once again. Stakeholders in the health sector query government over universal health coverage. The Ministry of Trade starts issuing maize export licenses. And former President Bakiri Muruzi says he has made an independent decision to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. You've been with me, Chisomo Chihana. You can get more on these and other stories by visiting our website www.times.mw, liking our Facebook page at Times 360 Malawi, and following us on Twitter at Times 360 Malawi. Remember to wash your hands regularly, observe social and physical distance, and mask up. Please stay safe.
Good evening, it's time for the weather report. I am Gary Samati. Expect rain associated with thunderstorms over most areas tonight and during early morning. Locally heavy rain is expected mainly over the northern and central areas, which is expected in the afternoon. Advisory: do not allow children to play around streams, drainage ditches, storm drains, or other flooded areas. In Shire Valley, expect partly cloudy conditions with isolated rain showers tonight and during early morning. Hot and partly cloudy conditions during the afternoon. In Southern Highlands, expect rain showers over few areas tonight and during early morning. Partly cloudy conditions with isolated rain showers during the afternoon. In central areas, expect localized rain tonight and during early morning. Expect localized heavy rain with thunderstorms during the afternoon. In lakeshore areas, expect heavy rain, which is In lakeshore areas, expect heavy rain, which will be associated with thunderstorms over most areas tonight and during early morning. Locally, heavy rain and thunderstorms is expected during the afternoon. And in northern areas, expect heavy rain, which is expected over a few areas tonight and during early morning. Cloudy conditions with heavy rain and thunderstorms are expected during the afternoon. Focus temperatures. Ngabu, a minimum of 23 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 35 degrees Celsius. Blantyre, a minimum of 18 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 25 degrees Celsius. Lilongwe, a minimum of 17 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 24 degrees Celsius. Mangoji, a minimum of 21 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 29 degrees Celsius. And in Mzuzu, a minimum of 16 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 24 degrees Celsius. Wind will generally be easterly. And on Wednesday, expect rain weather over most areas. Let's now conclude with the times for sunrise and sunset for tomorrow, 16 March 2021. In Zuzu, the sun will rise at 12 minutes to 6 and will set at 3 minutes to 6. In Nilongwe, the sun will rise at 11 minutes to 6 and will set at 1 minute to 6. And in Blantyre, the sun will rise at 18 minutes to 6 and will set at 4 minutes to 6. That's the weather forecast. I am Gary Samati. Have a lovely evening.
Define your surroundings with the color of your choice.